The government can argue its target range compares well to countries like Japan, which has a target of 25%, and Canada, 30%. But compared to most developed economies, the target of 26 to 28% by 2030 seems small. The US and UK have pledged to cut emissions by 80% or more by 2050, and on pledges they've made, Germany and Switzerland will have cut their emissions by about 50% by 2030. The CEO of the Climate Institute, John Connor, says the 26% target falls well short of what's required to keep global climate change below 2 degrees.
We say this one is a big fail. It's a fail on climate, it's a fail on community, and a fail on competitiveness tests. The government is saying that they still
Just figured I'll come out, check out the Chinese gardens here. Whoa. And the waterfall just turned on. Filling up. Let's go have a look at that. Hopefully the water will be running out. I've actually seen it start before. Oh, here it goes. Oh, that's pretty cool. The Chinese gardens here, like I said, probably built about 5 years ago. Not the whole park, just this little section here. Beautiful bridge. Really good detail. We'll go down and have a look at that closer later. And there you go, it's flowing now. Never actually seen that turn on before. I'll just walk down here a bit. Nice trees here. Quite a few birds and wildlife hang out here, ducks. See what we can find. There's another view of the waterfall. Oh, might have just been flushing it out. It's turned off. And there you go. Hey, maybe there's a sensor up there. When you go up there, it turns on. Never thought of that. Doubt it, but it's possible. Down this path. Got my picture in picture so you can see my ugly mug there. Some bird making noise. Some kind of duck. It's coming up this spring. Should get some butterflies soon. Maybe another couple of weeks, month. See if we can get some early ones. It's got warm pretty quick. It's about 21, well, not now, but it will be later today. It's probably about, I don't know, feels like about 18, 19 Celsius. Some bamboo, never plant that in your garden. And here we go. Take a picture of that. Snapshot that. Hey, where's my snap? Oh, I can't because it's got the picture in picture. There you go, you learn something every day. There's the gates. Main gate, I guess. I don't know what. Oh, look, they must have redone it because a bit of paint peeling off last time I was here, about a year ago. Pretty nice bar, like, it's good, somewhere to go. We come here with the kids. This is where the medieval fair was, like sort of, you look through that gate there, right on that field. More ducks. Cockatoo somewhere in the background, I don't know if you, oh look, there's a swan. I think that's a swan or a goose. Or maybe I'm a goose for thinking it's a swan, one of those. Bridge now. Closer look at that. It's all nice, stone, granite looking, but it's not, but it looks nice. More ducks. All we got is ducks. The ducks are back. It must be getting warmer. There's another tree. Wonder if someone was up there and actually turned it on, or maybe it's just an on-off timer. Who knows? So when there's a lot of people here, it's on all the time. But it's during the week today, so I wonder if it's just, so I'm pretty sure it's part of the stormwater, it's like an overflow. And they just pump it through here down to the bigger lake.
Respect their goal of avoiding 2 degrees warming, but our share of a budget for that, the amount of carbon pollution we put in the atmosphere under this, will be used up by 2029. The Prime Minister himself said, he talked about per capita pollution reductions on Sunday, but these numbers would still have us as the highest per capita polluter in the developed world and the most pollution-intensive economy in the developed world by 2030.
So you're saying Australia wouldn't be meeting its part of the bargain to keep climate change to 2 degrees?
That's right. Australia would be amongst those who rule out the possibility of 2 degrees if everyone followed that track. And so it would be more on track to a warming of 3 to 4 degrees. And look, this matters. I mean, we've got the CSIRO out saying that the warming, which is now around 1 degree above pre-industrial levels, is costing Australia. It's costing the city, it's costing the country. So avoiding 2 degrees and all that goes with that is really important for Australia.
And you said it fails the test on competitiveness. Doesn't this put us among the pack though? I mean, it's more than Japan and Norway have committed, for example.
No, it puts us at the back. And the real test isn't just sort of the levels of reductions. It's actually where is our economy. Now, remember, we've got the G7. We've got even some business groups here in Australia recognising that avoiding 2 degrees means a net zero emissions or below economy. And so the test of this is how pollution intensive is our economy. On these numbers, we would still be the most pollution intensive economy in the developed world in 2030.
The Australian Chamber of Commerce and Industry had urged the government to set a target which neither led nor lagged the rest of the world. The Chamber's CEO, Kate Carnell, describes the new target as appropriate and realistic.
I think the 26 to 28 is doable, and it won't impact unnecessarily on Australia's competitiveness.
So economically appropriate, but do you think it is environmentally? Would you like to have seen something more ambitious?
Australia is only slightly more than 1% of the world's carbon emissions, so it's a fairly small amount. What we've got to make sure in Australia is that we don't impact upon our competitiveness globally, that we don't impact upon energy prices in Australia and jobs in Australia. So we've got to get that balance right. We also need a target that we can actually deliver on. 26 to 28% is, difficult but doable for Australia, and I think an appropriate balance between jobs, the economy and the environment.
If this target is doable, as you say, do you think the global target of limiting climate change to 2 degrees perhaps isn't?
Look, it's going to be incredibly difficult. It's going to be incredibly difficult, particularly with developing countries. There are issues surrounding that. They're still at the developing stage of their economy, so they're still growing in energy use and often in population as well. It is going to be tough, and it's going to be important for every single country to do the best it can.
Just last month, government advisory group the Climate Change Authority recommended the government adopt significantly higher emissions reduction targets. It wants Australia to commit to cuts of 45 to 65% below 2005 levels by the year 2030.
Simon Lauder reporting with help from Environment reporter Jake Sturmer. Out of a call by Tasmanian Independent Senator Jackie Lambie for former immigration detention centres to be converted into mandatory drug rehabilitation facilities. Senator Lambie made an emotional revelation in Parliament yesterday that her 21-year-old son is kept on ice. This morning she told RN Breakfast that she felt compelled to speak out about what her family is going through.
You know, with my family,